Hi, I'm back. I'm Jill with Copycat Crafts by Jill, and I think this is going to be part 5 and probably the end. This will probably, hopefully, we'll get it done tonight. I did work ahead as always so that you don't have to watch me do all the boring things, but I will explain what I did and how I did it. One of the things I worked ahead in is, um, as you know, I wanted to put a journaling area in the center, right where we had the spine. And so I put it in. I did it differently than normally what we do because I really like this idea. I had seen this idea probably over a year ago and did a video on it. If I can, I'll find it and link it. So if you want to go back and look at my video from about a year or so ago on this type of spine, it's just a brad spine. But what reminded me to do it in here was I was watching another channel, and she did a journal, and she was doing the brad spine, and I was like, yes, of course, that's what I should put in here. I love the brad spine because you can undo the brads. This here is just a piece of double cardstock, and that's just for stability with the papers. So if you undo the brads, you just lift that off, and you can add papers, take papers out, switch them around, and then just put the cardstock back on and close your brads. And I really like it. You can even just unhook all the brads, just pull all the brads out and put a whole different tablet in. I love the brad idea. But I seen it that reminded me it from the channel is two Crafty Seniors, and I believe her name's Ebba. So, or Ebba. Not too sure now, but I'll link her channel too, just because she's just starting out, and I think she could probably use a little love from us. Anyway, I'll show you how I did that quickly. But as you can see, it's just in the center, in the spine. These are the two pieces, and this is where it opens. So really all we have to do is this side and this side, and I think I have something fairly special for that, so I'm pretty excited. But back to this, just in case you're interested. I will show you on this one because this is pretty much, there's the spine, and I took my papers. This is exactly the paper. It's doodling paper, so it's like a very vanilla-y, which is what I wanted for that. And I cut it to size. These are very large sheets, and I cut it to size. Then I did them in a group, so 2 separate groups. Once you have the size you want, I just found the center of the paper. You don't want to crease it there, but you just find the center of the paper. From the center, I measured a 1/4 inch each way. That gave me a 1/2 inch. So I measured a 1/4 inch each way, and then I scored. So also, this is very thin, so I did like 3 pages at one time. But so that's her center. So I went to a 1/4, and I just scored it. And I went to the 1/4 on the other side. that gave me the 1/2-inch spine. This paper, you have to be extremely careful. If you're only doing one sheet, it would poke right through it. And there you have your spine. Once I had all my papers with the spine, and I will say, I did try to make the spine a hair less than a 1/2 inch, because my folio is a 1/2 inch. And I need the papers to fit inside that 1/2 inch. So keep that in mind when you're scoring. You may want to shift the paper over a hair and score, and then do the same thing on the other side so that it's really just a little bit smaller. Then I just picked paper that I liked and cut 2 long strips that would fit inside the score line, and I glued them together. Let me move this because we're not going to need this. Glued them together. Then I got my folio and I decided where I wanted the 3 holes. So once I marked my 3 holes, and then I made sure my paper was the size I wanted it. I wanted the paper to be a little shorter on this end and then have a little bit more space up here. So I picked where I wanted my 3 holes, poked my holes through my folio. Then I got all my papers together and I put clamps on them, and I fit them in like that, and I held them in, and I stuck a pencil through each hole to mark the back of the papers. Then I punched my holes through the papers. Then I got my cardstock, laid that in, and marked through the paper to the cardstock. I did put hole reinforcers on the inside, and I put hole reinforcers on the outside. So I'm super happy with that. The only other thing I did was I did just put backing paper that is plain, because the paper that I'm using on both those, well, as we know, the paper's quite beautiful, but quite busy. So I wanted to start with a plain background, kind of plain. So that was just a piece of paper. It's not cardstock, but all this will be cardstock. So my idea was I wanted to take a piece of cardstock and glue this to it, to the back. Then glue, I also covered the back of these with paper from this digital kit, because I didn't want them to be white on the back. So that will be the bottom. This will be the top. And then I'm gluing it all down. This will open. This will open. This will open. We don't need anything on this side. I did make one for that side, but I decided not to use it. A little too much bulk with having all this. We don't need it anyway, so we're just going to get started with this. Move this out of the way for now so I don't get glue all over it. And this does not need to be backed with anything or double or printed on, because this whole piece then will get glued down on our page. Okay, also with all these, I put a tiny, like 1/8 inch spine on all my pieces here. I wanted that just to give room, because what I'm putting inside here will take that space up. So I didn't want it flat. All right. enough said. I'm going to use my glue that I can move it around, rich it around if I need to. I'm just going to put the glue on here. Can't believe this project is coming to an end already. Okay, we're going to just don't want to infringe on my little go. There we go. Just okay. Let me get the glue extra off. So that will be like that. Now we have the bottom. Get some glue on that. I am going to use a Velcro dot to close this because I don't want anything big and bulky because we'll be writing on that. So I don't want anything big and bulky. We will just use a Velcro dot. I love using the Velcro dots anyway, so I am happy with that. Okay. Open this up and make sure that's down. So go like that. Now all we have is the top. Just love that bird. A little much there, but it's okay. At least with this glue, it really does give me a lot of wiggle room, which I appreciate. Gotta fasten it. Can't just go picking it up and winging it around. There we go. I didn't realize I needed to make my kind of the pieces that go on the back a little bit longer. They actually were longer. Then I realized I wanted to make a tiny spine, so it actually ate a little bit of that room up, but that's okay. All right, so now that will get, that all gets glued onto here. How did I get glue on it already? Whoops, sorry for that noise. So I have to decide where exactly I want this. Also, you can make it a pocket or a half pocket by just putting glue all down here. So you would glue both sides and all here, and then it would be just a pocket. If you move it down, you actually do have room. I'm going to center mine. I'm actually going to bring it over to this side pretty far, and that's where it's going to go. So I'm going to get that in. I'm not going to make mine a pocket because I feel that I have an awful lot of pockets in this already, and I just don't feel I need it, but it can be done. Okay, glue along the very edge. So I spent the last 2 days working on little pieces that I wanted to put in here, which is why I ended up not doing a video last night. So I think you'll see what I mean when you see what I made. All right, let's get that down. That way it looks nice and pretty. Make sure it catches all over. Just give it a couple seconds to grab. And like I said, I will be using Velcro dots to keep that closed. Probably 2 of them. Probably 2 of them. And I'll probably put a little tab on there. I'll probably even put a little tab somewhere on here too. I love tabs. Love tabs. So while that's setting, we're going to move over to this page. This one is going to get this giant pocket. Again, kind of shift it over a little bit. A little bit. Giant pocket. And you'll see why in a second, and you'll see what I was working on. It was quite... Oh, I want to do the bottom first. So let's get the bottom on, and then I do want to do a piece of tape. So, on it. Yep, shifted just a hair to this side. Get our tape. Just want to make sure that made pretty good connection. Put our tape on there so nothing gets caught. Make sure that is down good. Now we can put our glue on here. Hope I'm still in frame, but if not, it's only going to be a second. Okay, oh, wait. See, shiny glue. I see it. I see it. Rubs off. Okay. Put that up. Give it a push down. I always like to grab my something. Sometimes it's my ruler, sometimes it's just another card. Just to make sure I'm not stuck on anything. Give it a second. Okay. Now I have this pocket, and this pocket is going to go over here like this. You'll see why. I think this time I'm a little bit more excited about all the hard work I put into kind of more the ephemera, but but I think it plays a big part in this particular folio journal. Okay, put that down. Get another piece of tape. Okay. Get our glue on the ends. Okay. How do I keep getting too much glue on that side? Okay, let's get our little paper. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, now for this side, I got a little color wheel that was actually on a digital kit from Etsy, just a color wheel. It prints out bigger. I shrunk it to a 5x7, and I wanted to put that in this pocket, but I want it to stick out like that. Okay, then these, which are tags that came with the kit, but I think if someone's coming to your house and you're picking out fabric and wallpaper, you kind of want paint. And I just thought, why not spend hours cutting out little tiny paint from paint sample cards that I had over the years, over 40 years, collected countless paint sample cards. And I cut them and I glued them so that we could put them in here. And I just thought we could maybe possibly make it one bigger one, well, one up high, and then one down a little bit lower, and then one down even a little bit lower, like that. And it still gives us room for, we have our little color circle chart. On this side, I wanted to put in here, these are the, I'm not going to put all this in here. Some of these I'm going to use as ephemera within, but these were material from the fabric book that I got, and they were already on these cards. I just cut them out, and I thought I would pick through a couple of these and put them in here in the back. So I can't fit all of them, but I think there's enough to really be able to pick through and get some nice ones. Put them in, fold that up, and we will have, I think, a really cute area. Put 2 Velcro dots. We will have a cute area to hold those in. I'll put as many as I can in. I don't want to buckle it, but I'll pick some and put them in. I thought that was also, I did want to put what did I do with it? Well, I was thinking I wanted to put, not sure. I do have this little corner pocket. And I think I'll save this and put it elsewhere. I definitely am going to sneak it in somewhere. I'm going to use it somewhere. But really, then I have all these from my material books. And some of these I figured I would go through and also use in some of the smaller pockets that we have. But I certainly wouldn't need to, because this comes with a ton. Definitely using this. This comes with a ton. That's just a small handful. It really comes with a lot. I don't know if I didn't even cut those out yet. I mean, I just put everything on here. This was the other piece I made. Look at all these pieces of... Look at all these cute little... I mean, I'm using these for sure. In this, I just don't know. Just look at some of these. I mean, it comes with an amazing, a lot of stuff. I figured, what do I do with that envelope now? That envelope I wanted to fill with some of these, just because. But oh my goodness, they're just so pretty. So anyway, I have a lot. There's a lot. You get a lot. There's the envelope. And here's all the tags and journaling cards, and there's actually 2 envelopes. There's this one, another one. I didn't even print out the other one. There's all these. I've already backed them. So I printed them on the cardstock, and then because I feel the new cardstock, even though it's heavy cardstock, it is not. I did glue backing paper just to give them a little bit more, but I didn't want to bulk it up too much, because the more each piece is bulky, the less you can put in. I want to stock this baby up. So anyway, I guess that's it. The only other thing is I'm going to use this as the closure. How I'm going to do is, it's going to go from, this is a pocket here as well. So it's going to get attached to this pocket. Then I'm going to score all the lines and then Velcro a dot to this here. So perhaps before we go, I will score it, because what I plan to do is probably, what I like to do is decide, okay, if I'm doing, if it's going to fit like that, I have to measure that. So I think, okay, about 1.25 inches. So 1.25 inches, then I do my first score. And this is already doubled, so 1.25 inches. So my first score mark will be here. Then I score all along. Well, a couple scores. I do want to leave about 1 inch in the back. The reason I like to score a couple scores is so no matter how big, thick, fat, whatever you want to call it, it gets. And this is pretty thick card. It's double cardstock here, so it really wants to argue with me. Okay, so how far did I score? Less than 1 inch. Less than 3/4 of an inch. Let's see. may want to score. Yeah, I'm going to score one more. I'm going to do it. And do one in front. And maybe one in back. So definitely did this one already. And then we're doing this one. Okay, that's enough scoring. But we don't have to fold. We just round. It's just more to make it a little round. Give. Just enough. Then the back of it, I'm going to put probably 2 brads, and then the back of the brad will come out here, and then this will get completely glued down. Then this can come over like that. All you have to do is put the ink on there like that. Make them stand out a little bit. So there we have it. Just that simple. Just that simple. Boom. That's how it will look. I'll probably put a hole and hang a little dangly thing, maybe over here as well. So so that's just a piece of brown file folder, and then a piece of the digital paper glued on top, and rounded the corners. There it is. So before I put that on, I'll just go through it one last time in case you're just tuning in. Let's get a card so I can. Okay, so we have pocket there, we have a pocket up here, and we have a giant pocket here. Well, better open it first before I move on. Then we have a pocket here and a pocket here. We have our fabric here. We showed you that. Over here we have our paint cards. We have room for some book marks or whatever you want to call them. We have our color wheel. Then we have our writing surface where we can take notes or maybe some sketches of someone's living room. Over here we have our big pocket, or not a pocket, but area to put something like that in. Close it up. Get my tags out of the way. Then over here, again, we have the giant pocket with a large pocket here. We have a little pocket there. Open it up. We have our pocket here and here. And we have our wallpaper here. If we close it up, we also have our big pocket here. So I think it came out pretty cool. I think it came out pretty much like I wanted it to. I don't think I really had to readapt anything. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I always answer everything. I will try to find the video I did where I did the this type of spine. Brad, sorry, a Brad spine. I will also link to Crafty Seniors, just so you can get a gander of her channel. She's pretty new. I think she now has like about 125 followers. So she may tickle your fancy. And I'll link, of course, I'll link linedotarrow, her Etsy shop. The kit that I used, gorgeous and chock full. Oh my goodness. And check her out on Instagram under line.arrow. Thank you, Natalie, for allowing me to play with your beautiful papers and really stretch my imagination. I had fun, and I think it really came out pretty cool. A little different than what I even normally do. So thank you, Natalie. And stay creative. Hugs.